I've been a fan of Tarantino films almost as long as I've been a musician, or a fan of music in general. If you're new to my story, my name is Synelectric, and I've been releasing music for over a decade. I've been in and out of bands, and I've released some solo material that has allowed me to do some really incredible shows and meet some really incredible people. But when COVID hit, I found myself in a constant wave of depression. Mainly because the band that I spent most of my time with wasn't able to write, perform, let alone get together anymore. I lost all sense of creativity and motivation to do what I had always loved to do the most, and I kind of felt like my life was over in a sense. It wasn't until my brother invited me to go with him to LA to watch Tarantino movies on film at the New Beverly, which, if you don't know, is owned by Tarantino himself, that I suddenly began to feel inspired again. We would blast the soundtracks in my brother's car right before each film and talk about each song with great admiration and detail. I was on this huge Tarantino soundtrack kick and started covering my favorite tracks on TikTok. The positive feedback that I received was incredible, and it got me thinking, what if I could create a song that could make it into one of his movies? I mean, he is set on creating 10 films and has spoken a few times about making a third Kill Bill film.
We'll see. I never say never. We'll see. All right. When it comes to Kill Bill 3, Uma would really like to do it. We talk about it every once in a while or so. All right. We've got to wait for Vernita's daughter to get old enough to go and kill her. All right. So we'll see.
I mean, the only one I can imagine where it would be another epic, where I need to outdo everything, is if I did a Kill Bill 3.
Have you thought of that?
I thought of it, yeah. Revisiting the characters 20 years later, just imagining the bride and her daughter, Bibi, having 20 years of peace. And, then that peace is shattered. And now, the bride and her daughter, bride and Bibi, are on the run. And, just the idea of being able to cast Uma and cast her daughter Maya, and the thing would be fucking exciting.
Yeah. No.
And Elle Driver's still out there. Sophie Fatale got her arms cut off. She's still out there.
Right.
They all got Bill's money.
Yeah.
Actually, Go-Go had a twin sister, Chiaki. All right. And so, her twin sister could show up.
What if I just write a bunch of music in hopes to inspire him to create his final movie? I would have full creative freedom, seeing as I was essentially wanting to write a soundtrack for a movie that doesn't exist, and I would be doing so for the director and movies that I've basically loved my whole life. So I stopped giving my time to most social media and kind of dedicated my life to submerging myself in the world of Quentin Tarantino. In doing so, I realized that his attention wasn't all I would need. His music supervisor, Mary Ramos, who has helped him select music for most of his films, was also a part of my research.
My name is Mary Ramos. I'm a film music supervisor. I've worked with Quentin Tarantino for over 20 years.
When I tell you that I've watched every Mary Ramos interview available to me, I mean I've watched every one at least twice. My research didn't also stop at Tarantino films alone. I wanted to know what inspired him to create such films and choose the music that he did for each one. So I searched online for instances where he mentioned his inspirations, made a list, and had at it. The more films I watched, the more playlists I listened to, the more inspired I became. This has honestly been the most fun that I've had creating music in a long time. So with the hope or great assumption that we'll get to see a third installment of the Kill Bill films, my direct inspiration was what I felt would take place in that movie. For over a year, I was fighting my demons and struggling to make music, so what better way to call this project My Crazy 88? Referencing not only Kill Bill, but the many demons I had to fight to get to the place I am now. So if you'd like, join me on my journey and eventually listen to 88 minutes of music in hopes that at least one song can be chosen to be placed in Quentin Tarantino's final film.